day, we're still on the green side of the grass. Got to be thankful for that. Today I'm going to watch a video, one of my favorite videos, even though it's very, very poorly produced. This was back early again. This was actually filmed in 2012, September of 2012. Didn't actually launch the video until 2015. In 2015, that's when I got really, really big into my GoPro production. I was doing a lot of videos then. Family videos and things like that on my other channel, not on my Wheel in the Sky channel, before I kind of transitioned to strictly flight vlogs on this channel. But this was a video I had filmed 3 years earlier and just never did anything with the footage, so I finally decided I wanted to put something together, and that is my flight to St. Maarten. So the basic premise of this video was, again, this was all captured on my handheld camera before I had a GoPro. This was actually even before my last video I shared yesterday. So to give a little backstory on how we got into this, the flight actually occurred from San Juan, Puerto Rico. In 2011, I was assigned to San Juan as one of my locations, with Signature bought an FBO down there. The former owner of the FBO stayed on as the general manager of the location, and he owned a Cicada Trinidad complex high performance, and we had flown it a couple times when I had been down there for work, for trips. Anyway, when I had gotten assigned to Puerto Rico, I instantly knew St. Maarten was like 2 islands over, so I went and got my passport as soon as I got assigned that. And this was sort of one of my last trips there, because actually the meeting I flew to Atlanta in the last video that we reviewed yesterday is where I formally handed off this location to a new manager in South Florida. So this is kind of one of my last trips there, September 2012, and I had been talking about I wanted to fly to St. Maarten, you know, if we could split costs and if I could convince him. And finally, I got him into it, convinced him we were going to go do this. So super exciting for me. I found out about St. Maarten as an airport back in early 2000s when I was working for Northwest Airlines, and I never knew anything about it before then. Some pictures showed up because I was real big into airliners.net, and I saw some pictures there and I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. So I was always trying to find a way to get there, and it just kind of never really worked out, especially moving out west and kind of being on a complete opposite end of the spectrum from that. So anyway, all this lined up, got this trip worked out, got to fly over there, and some of the coolest flying I've ever done. The agreement was Lewis, who was the owner of the airplane, he did most of the flying. I took over the radios. So for me, to be talking to Juliana approach and Juliana tower was really, really cool. And another advantage of this with the handheld camera was, since I wasn't actually making the approach and landing, I was able to film our approach flying right over Maho Beach, right into the airport. I did a little bit of filming on the way back too, but again, this was really early in my editing days. I was not as versed in it at the time, so I didn't really know how to put all that together, and obviously I had no cockpit audio. None of that stuff was built in or integrated into my videos yet. This was pretty much just scenic, engine noise, and overplayed some music was kind of my formula back in the early days of my GoPro editing, so this kind of followed that. I was really big in trying to get content out there, but this was a moment that I had all this footage that was important, I needed to capture, and I really needed to put this together just to kind of preserve the memory. So, you know, to say that I got to land an airplane in St. Maarten, or not even that I got to land it, but be in an airplane that landed in St. Maarten was kind of a really cool opportunity for me, and I'm just glad I even had the chance to be there. That everything kind of aligned, and since then, Signature has actually sold that location. We don't have it anymore. Years and years ago, Lewis had left there, and he sold his airplane. The last I heard, one of the other people that worked there actually flew it up to Florida to drop it off. It was it was in a sale, so I don't think he even has it anymore. But I gotta say, it was really cool to just have a taste of the aviation community in Puerto Rico, and I definitely fell in love with that place. It's an amazing, amazing island, and the entire Caribbean. Just to be able to fly around there, that's like my dream in life, is to be able to just have a small airplane and bounce around islands, doing what I do now for my job. That would be perfect. But that would also mean leaving Nashville, which I'm not really willing to do that anymore. Okay, So that's it for today's video. Check back tomorrow. If you have any requests of videos you want to hear some backstory on, leave that in the comments. That'd be a really great way to kind of make this a little more interactive. I think that that's an opportunity to do this, make it a little more fun. I've also thought about actually doing this almost as a live stream event, actually talking through the videos and kind of having questions come up as we go. So if I'm going to do these every day, just, you know, kind of going through some of this old video, and as we actually start getting into newer stuff and into the flight vlogs, and I mean, there's a ton of backstory in so many of those videos I would love to be able to tell. So thinking about doing more of that. All right, till tomorrow. Stay safe out there, everybody, but don't go out. Stay inside.